Hello everyone, welcome to Chess Kids. Today I show the game played by Magdalena and Monika. The game starts with the pawn to e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, knight to c3, knight f6, then d4. And here you have the Scotch 4 knights and 4 knights with the 4 g4. Then the pawn captures the pawn, e takes d4, and now the knight back. Knight takes d4, then knight takes e4 again. And here, the knight capture again. Knight takes e4, then queen to e4 and pinning the knight. And also the knight can attack the knight at d4. So after this, the knight to b5, and with the idea of attack the pawn at c7 and check the king and attack the rook. And after this, the black takes e4 and check. Then bishop to e2 to develop, and now bishop to b4 and check again the king. And the queen is pinning the bishop. And after this position, the move is the 8th move, and the game is still equal. Back to the position shot e2. If you notice that this is a free pawn, and if you capture the pawn, queen takes g2, then the bishop will go to f3 and attack the queen, and at the same time will protect the rook. And this is a poison pawn, and if you move away the queen to g6, then the knight will just capture the pawn and check the king and win the rook. So the knight will just capture c7 pawn. After king to d8, then the knight will just capture the rook and will be winning for the white. So the pawn cannot be captured, it's a poison pawn. So after this position, the black continue to play bishop to b4 and check the king. And after this, the bishop to d2 to defend. Well, in this position, the best will be moving the pawn instead of the bishop, and use the pawn to attack the bishop at b4, for example. Then now the bishop move away to b5, then you can have a short castling, and now the pawn is protected by the king, and the queen cannot capture the pawn at g2. And also the rook can go to e1 and attack the queen, and also at the same time the king. So this will be better for the white to move. So bishop d2 was played in the actual game, and after this, the queen will just capture the pawn. Now you can capture the pawn. And in the actual game, after bishop to f3 was played, and this is a tactical blunder where the black win the game. And in the actual game, after the white made the blunder, the black just move and capture the bishop for the action. Bishop takes the bishop and check the king. So if you use the queen to take, then the bishop will not be protected by any piece. Takes, capture with the queen, then you can just capture the bishop and you'll be winning. And if you attack with the knight, then you just bring the king towards the knight and attack the knight. And if the knight just capture the rook, then you can just use the queen to attack the rook and attack the knight, attack the king, and also capture the rook. And basically the black is currently winning after the exchange. So in the actual game, after the bishop capture the bishop and check, the white play king to e2, trying to protect the bishop, and the queen trying to attack to protect the rook. And in this position, the black has the extra bishop and winning the 2 pawns. And now the position for the black is clearly winning. And after this, the black move the queen to g5 and protect the bishop. Queen to g5 was played, and now the knight just attack the pawn and go for the fork. So the king just move forwards nearer to the knight and attack the knight. And now the knight just capture the rook. And after this, now the black bring another rook into the board and attack the king. And here you have a very strong activity for the black. So rook to e8 and check the king. Then the king to f1 was played, and then bishop to b6 and trying to bring the bishop into the action, such as you can bring the bishop to a6 and check the king. And after this, c4 was played to block the diagonal attack. Then the knight to d4 and trying to attack the bishop and go for the action. And now bishop to d5 was played, and after this position, bishop to a6 was played, and you're able to capture the pawn, or the queen can just capture the bishop as the pawn is being pinned and it cannot move the pawn. So after this position, the white capture the pawn at f7 and attack the rook. And after this, I give a couple of seconds to figure out what is the black best move and idea in this position and winning. Well, congratulations for those who found the best move for the black. And for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the brilliant move that the black move. In this actual case, the black play queen to f5 and attack bishop. And also we have the idea of bishop, the queen to h3 and checkmate the king. So after this, the queen go to f5, and now the queen go to d2. The queen takes the bishop, then queen to h3 check, and king to h1, and finally you have the knight to f3 and check the king, and also attack the queen, and the king has no place to move. And here you have a very beautiful checkmate. And with this, Thank you.